Short here, thanks for joining me. It's Thursday the 7th of May. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. It's the heat of the day. And today I'm going to talk about getting used to the heat. It's late spring now, and it's hitting 40 degrees. And in another month or so, it's going to go up to over 50 degrees. Now, in the summertime, for me, it's too hot to camp. It's too hot at night to sleep. But I still like to go out and do maybe 10, 15, 20 kilometers hike. You know, spend 5 or 6 hours out in the sun. But if I did that today, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's just, I'm not used to the heat. So what I do is I walk around the compound in the heat of the day. I weight up my pack. At the moment I've got 36 pounds in my pack, which is what, 16, 17 kilograms. And then I walk for a little bit longer each time until I start to get used to the heat. Of course, you have to hydrate a lot in this. But there's no other way to get used to the heat than to be outside. If you're never outside in this heat and then you're suddenly exposed to it, you're going to find it very uncomfortable. Now I said I've got 36 pounds on my back. Now 36 pounds would be heavier than when I go out for a desert hike, but it's lighter than when I actually go on an overnighter and I'm camping. For a day hike, most of my weight is water. I'll only have 20 or so pounds on my back. But when I go out for an overnighter, I'll have a little bit less than 50 pounds. Now you're probably saying 50 pounds is pretty heavy for a pack, but the problem is you have to carry your water with you. I normally carry a minimum of 5 liters of water. And that's 10 pounds right there. This is on overnighters. And that's plus all my other camping equipment. You know, my tent, my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, my cooking stuff, the food I'm going to cook and things. When I just go out for a day hike, pretty well everything I have is water. You know, I'll have a small snack, but you know, when it's this hot, you don't usually feel like eating too much. You won't cook anything up, you won't heat anything up. So what I do is I take frozen water with me, and you know, after an hour or two, it may still be cold, but it'll be all melted. Last weekend I went out for a short desert hike, and I left the car at 9:30. When I left the car it was about 38 degrees, and 3.5 hours later when I got back to the car it was 42 degrees. And even though I didn't really walk that far and I spent a lot of the time under a tarp for a sunshade, I didn't feel that well when I got back to the car. You know, very mild heat exhaustion, heat stroke, I guess. And I look back near the end of last summer, I remember I did a 16K hike, and when I got back to the car it was 47, 48 degrees, and I was more tired from the walking than I was from the heat, because I had got myself acclimated you know, gradually from all my hikes last summer in the desert, I had gotten used to it. So this is the beginning of the summer, and I still haven't worked up the tolerance for the heat. My girlfriend, God bless her, 10 minutes outside in this heat, and she wants to go inside to an air-conditioned room. You know, if you want to spend time in the outdoors, you like doing it, if you don't go out in these temperatures, you just don't go out. And I would rather be outside in the heat than not be outside at all. One thing I'm looking forward to, I'm coming up to my retirement. I'm almost 60 years old now. So another 3 to 5 years, I guess. And I'm looking to retire possibly, you know, a place like Thunder Bay or Sault Ste. Marie, where you've got all the crown land and all the parks and all the lakes and all the rivers available. And I'm really looking forward to doing a lot of winter stuff. I've never winter camped in my life. As a boy, I did a bit of snowshoeing. I did a lot of skiing and snowboarding. But I've been watching all these guys on YouTube, the Joe Robinettes, and a few other people. You know, with the advent of, I guess, hot tents and, you know, all the other equipment, you know, I'm really looking forward to going out. Now, if you didn't do that, you'd spend half your year inside. You know, as cold as it gets in Canada, and, you know, how long is a winter in Ontario? 4 to 6 months? So if you don't enjoy the winter, you're just going to spend your time indoors all the time. So although this video is mostly about getting used to the heat, it's getting used to anything. You got to make that choice. If you like the outdoors, you have to adapt to wherever you are. See, here in the winter time, you'll be lucky if it'll go down to 0 at nighttime in the winter time. So it doesn't really get that cold. It seems cold if you've watched some of my videos. I remember I was doing one overnighter and it went down to maybe 5 degrees, and ooh, I was shivering. To me, that's cold. But give me a season in Canada, a winter in Canada, and I will think that 6 degrees is positively warm. So it's just what you're used to and what you get used to. Where would you rather be? Walking through the heat with 36 pounds on your back? Or enjoying a dip in the pool? I'm guessing you chose the dip in the pool. Well, not today for me. Walking upstairs with a loaded pack, taking 2 stairs at a time, really gets you going. I'm looking forward to going down them. which is always easier. I usually find that 45 minutes to an hour is usually enough. By the time an hour is done, I'm pretty pooped. Of course, you saw me going up the stairs. I'll do that a few times. I walk at a fairly quick pace. If I do a workout and I find it a bit too easy, I'll add more weight and I'll also walk a little bit faster. I tend to, when I walk, when I hike, I'm pretty close to 5k an hour, which is perhaps slightly faster than some people. I mean, I'm 6'1", I've got long legs. I'm naturally a fast mover. Around sundown, 5:30 or 6, the sun goes down early, close to the equator. A lot of people will be out and about walking, but right now it's 2:45 and I haven't seen one other person exercising. They stay in during the heat of the day and they'll do their exercises early in the morning or later in the evening when it's cooler. If I was just exercising, if I was just running, for instance, I would be doing the same, but I want to get used to this heat. I find it usually takes me 15-20 minutes just to get to temperature from leaving my air-conditioned house. But now I'm just starting to feel pretty warm. I'm getting a little bit of a sweat on. I'm starting to get that heat throb in the temples. So I know it's time to quit for today. A couple days ago I did this. I did 45 minutes and I only had 30 pounds in my backpack. So by the time I get home, I'll have done another 10 minutes with another 6 pounds in my back. And I don't feel too bad.